Hello, hey, what's happening? Welcome back to the Graygrie Show. I'm your host, Graygrie, and I want to say, hey, thanks for joining me tonight. It's Tuesday the 19th of March, but you already know that. Man, it was a crazy day today. I woke up this morning and all kind of crazy shit came across my timeline, my news stories, everything going on around here. Just really bananas. We're going to talk about it. We're going to touch on it. We're going to make some comments. And hopefully you guys will tell me what you think, because I think a lot of this stuff is stupid and crazy. And speaking of stupid and crazy, I want to jump right into it because I can't wait any longer. I haven't said anything about it, and I'm going to talk about it. These fucking rich people that have paid their kids way through college, into college. Now, if you're not aware of what's going on, get the rock off your fucking back. Seriously. These more than well-to-do people decided their kids, the ones that aren't qualified to get to decent colleges, weren't going to settle for that. So they went and took their futures in their own hands, meaning the parents' hands, and went out here and paid money, somewhere between $15,000 up to half a million of dollars, to get their kids into the school of choice. Sometimes going so far as lying, saying the kids are playing a sport. Now, I'm all for giving your kid a heads up, a leg up in life, or help them out a little bit. But when you get down to the point of saying, hey, look, I know you're stupid. I know you're community college material at best. But that's not good enough for this family. And you're going to shut up. You're going to do what I say, smile. And when they ask you these questions on this paper, you're going to respond the way I've written down here. Look, I get it. If you got money and there's opportunity and you think your kid will benefit from it and you do it, I understand that some parents will do that stuff. But at the end of the day, when you get busted, you got to know, you got to admit and understand this shit is wrong. It's taken so many opportunities for so many other people. Well, probably not a lot of people, but it sets a precedent. And I firmly believe that this is not just the parents, but it is schools. There's a whole bunch of other people that are in line with this, that know what's going on. And just turned a blind eye or got paid to just shut up and say, push this paperwork through and shut the fuck up. It's eye-opening. I'm glad it's happening. Some of these actors are well-known. Some of them are not well-known. Some of the names are recognizable. But at the end of the day, those are the ones that we see on the news headlines. Let's not forget about the other people who have tons of money, disposable cash, that are unfamiliar to most of us. They did the same thing. Now, one of the questions I asked is, how many other kids get into college through privilege? Whether your father's an actor and the school recognizes your name and says, we'd love to have your family lineage here because your father is an Oscar-winning actor, Dustin Hoffman. Or what if you just got enough money, you just tell the university, hey, we're going to donate a substantial amount of money to you, but I have 2 kids coming up through high school, and I expect some payback on this. All of a sudden, these 2 kids that are average students end up in Ivy League school or prestigious university. It happens. And, it's a fine line between blatantly violating the rules and falsifying test results, test scores to get your kid in school, and just donate money to say, hey, look, I want my kid to go to this fucking school. Make it happen. I don't know. I would say shit's changing, but I don't think it's changing. I just think shit's being exposed. It's happening everywhere. It's been happening forever. This isn't like something that happened over the last 5 years. They just got caught now. But this is probably going on for the last 60, 70 years. Probably longer than that, 80 years. It's no different than when, the CEO of a company hires their inept child into a position in the company. You're like, how the fuck? Oh, that's your daddy. Okay. All right, well, you got a free walk. You got a free pass. We all know it. It happens in all industries. It's not just education. It's business. It's everywhere. You know, a lot of kids in sports, they get on teams because their dad played on the team or their dad's a professional athlete. Then they recognize the name and say, "Hey, your daddy was such and such. You got to be somewhat talented. If not, you know, you look good to have on the roster." So, and then, you know, I started asking myself, you know, if I had the opportunity, would I do it? My first answer was yeah. I thought about it and said no, but then I usually go with your first thought. My first thought is maybe I would. Maybe I would. You know, if I was sitting here worth $100 million, $200 million, and my kid wanted to go to Georgetown, what the fuck? Who's gonna stop me? If I get caught, just pay lawyers to keep me out of trouble. Oh, where I got enough layers between me, I would probably consider doing it. I would consider doing it. I think that's where my thoughts, the thought of that. I would consider doing it. You know, I mean, we all at some point in time in life, or a lot of us, not all of us, have taken advantage of a hookup. You know, well, you know, if you get caught taking that hookup, you hit, but you took that hookup. And I know it's a far cry, you know, get some sneakers. I give you $25 to get you new J's. All right, here's $25. Oh, shoot, we got busted. Where my $25? It's gone, man. We all in trouble. Ah, man, I took that chance. And I know that's a far cry from somebody paying $200,000 to get that kid into school and get the SAT scores taken by a professional test taker. That's a far cry, but it's a gateway drug. It's a gateway drug. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure these parents are going to go to jail. They're going to go to prison. In this day and age, in this year, 2019, as we like to refer to, in 2019, you're not walking away with a slap on the wrist with a lot of this stuff. I mean, sure, it won't be as harsh a punishment as saying a mother who lies about her kid living in a better area so her kid can go to a better school. But it'll be something. 15 years ago, these parents would have never even made the news. They just swept it under the rug. You'd never heard about it. Hell, who's to say that this wasn't exposed before and they just pushed it under the rug, swept it under the rug? We don't know. So I'm gonna stay up on this one and see how this plays out, because it's pretty interesting. I don't know. Also my next one, I don't know how many of you guys heard about this, but this is the craziest shit I ever heard of. It's crazy because it's scary because it could happen to me. I'm pretty sure I did some shit like this when I was a kid, but this teen, I don't know what this was, but this teen pushed her friend off of a bridge. 60-foot fucking fall to the water. I think she was I'm sorry, this is so funny because I can see my people doing that. I can see my boy who's sitting there talking shit, hanging on the bridge, jump in the water, motherfucker. You're like, nah, I ain't jumping. You just scared? You scared? No, I ain't scared. The when he pushes me into the water. That's me being pushed. Well, there's video on this. And check this out. Google it. It's online. He pushed her. She pushed her friend. Falls into the water. Ruptures 2 lungs. 6 ribs, I think, broken. You hit that water 60 feet. Yeah. She's 16. She's sitting in a wheelchair. You can do that at 30 years old. You might not come out. You in a coma. The girl, you know, it's like, you know, she told a story about what happened, whatever. The girl that pushed her, she told a story like, I wanted to push her. She was scared, so she asked me to push her. So that's like some shit a kid would say. I didn't did it because she asked me to do it. But here's the thing. I think this is in Seattle, Oregon. And the funny thing is a misdemeanor. And a misdemeanor punishable by a year in jail. But now these fuckers were friends with the girl who got pushed off the bridge. Is sitting on her news show, doing her interview. Actually, they're both doing morning shows around the same time. The victim and the offender are sitting there doing stories, tell their side of the story. It's kind of like standing in front of your parents and both are trying to argue your case. Well, she told me to push her. I didn't want you to push me. Anyway, the fucking girl, 60 years old, I think she should go to jail. And she should sit there and think about what she did. Here's my question. At 60 years old, how 60 years is stupid. I was stupid at 16 years old. I remember some of the shit I did at 16. I was stupid. And I watched the video, and the girl is standing, like, she's over the railing. Like, if you just picture a bridge where it has, like, the guardrails. Imagine stepping over that and hanging onto it backwards, kind of leaning forward. Like, leaning forward. And I'm like, and she has on, like, either a swimsuit or a two-piece kind of thing. So apparently you were planning to get in the water. And you get a whole bunch of teenagers together, something shitty is going to happen. Something crazy and unfortunate is going to happen. So, I mean, it's like she should sit there in this jail. She's telling she should be in jail. Okay. Well, book a cell 2 doors down because you're not really absent of any responsibility in this. Sure, she pushed you, but the girl was leading. Thank God for video. Because had you just told that story, you can determine that any way you want. You can see it as maybe she just walking and pushed her. Or maybe she was like, no, stop. No, she just pushed her. She took a fake jump the first time. Then the girl's like, fuck this shit, and pushed her. All you saw was her fall out of frame and go down into the water. Now, thank God she's okay. She survived. I wouldn't be laughing if she didn't survive. But it could have gone worse. It could have gone worse because I didn't know where the story was going. But if anything comes out of this, it's a lesson. It's a lesson. First lesson is 60-foot jump from anything onto anything. It's going to be fucking painful. And 2, know your friends. That girl that pushed her was not bullshit. I saw the push. It was a 2-hand push. Wasn't the 1 hand. Wasn't a couple fingers. Wasn't like she touched her. She shoved her. I wonder if she had jumped already. Well, I wonder if this girl was the first one to jump. I'd be curious, had someone else jumped first? Like, was she the second to jump? Because normally if you're the second one to jump, you see the other ones have jumped already and you know how they've done based on their fall. You're going to gauge or adjust your actions. You may like, I'm not jumping fucking. I'm not jumping off the bridge. Look at her down there. She still ain't came up. Just kids. Fucking crazy. All right, so let's switch the tone a little bit. Because this next story I came across is kind of crazy. It's unfortunate. It's sad as fuck. And I've never traveled this far outside of the United States, but apparently there was a shooting in Christchurch, New Zealand. Hopefully you've heard about this. I've heard about it the last few days. It's really been it's a horrible thing. I don't care what your religion is or what you feel about other religions. We can all agree that a place of worship, whether you're agnostic, Christian, Jewish, atheist, whatever, a group of people congregate, whether it be for prayer, meditation, whatever, is or should be expected to be a place of peace, a place where you can feel safe and feel comfortable. And somebody comes into this place and shoots up and kills 50 people. Now, 50. When I first heard this story, it blew right by me. And it blew by me not because of where it was, but the number. Anytime I hear numbers of people killed that are around 50, 30, 25, 20, it takes me a minute to process it. It takes me a minute to process it, because I'm like, the number in and of itself, I have to think about that. I'm like, did I just read 50? And I think about it. Somebody walked in and started shooting and killed 50 people. And in this case, it was a 20-year-old Australian. Now, I haven't dug into this guy's background. I haven't done any more research as far as what his beliefs and political affiliations are or stances. I've seen some things come across, but I haven't verified that they're in fact true. But I will say this. There was a period of time where these type of events happened in other countries and you didn't hear about them in the United States regularly. Not saying it didn't happen, but it wasn't commonplace to have mass murders occur in the United States. In my lifetime, like this. Then we had the theater shooting some years ago. You had several school shootings, shootings in Las Vegas, and several others that have happened. And it's kind of humbled a lot of us. I know for myself it has, because for years you hear about these things happening in second or third world countries where it's like so far away from you that you don't even care. And that's just how our behavior was. That's how we received it for so long. People see it come across things like, damn, that's messed up. Shit. All right. And you move on. But when it happened here, it became more of a, it's so close to home that now you're like, oh shoot, it can happen here. So now when something like this happens in New Zealand, we have more recent events to relate it to. And I think it gives it a different, puts a different taste in your mouth. It's more real to you. And maybe that's how we should have always looked at it. There are a lot of people in other countries that live under the threat of violence every day. And these type of events happening now, while they're more frequently, they're more close and personal. I think social media and the internet in general has made us more connected to other events, other parts of the world. The world has gotten smaller, obviously. The world got a lot smaller because of technology. So hearing about something like this in New Zealand now, with the ability to travel and move around and communicate with people across the world, people. I mean, your likeliness of knowing someone in another country is greater. So you could know people in New Zealand. New Zealand isn't an isolated part of the world where you hear about it and you point to it on the map. And I think that there's a fear amongst people that this could happen to any one of us. It could happen in any place. And that's always been true. I think it's more obvious right now. So, like I said, I haven't gone into it much more than that. Just so many other things going on. You just can't really get involved. Maybe you can't really get too much time in it to dedicate to it. To so many other things going on. I mean, but this is a mosque, Muslim, and there were like I said again, there should be certain places you should be able to go and not worry about this. But when you're worried about it in church, that's a sign of the change of the guard. It's a reality check, and I think that's a really big purpose. That's really a big part of the goal of these people that do these horrible attacks. These fucking cowards. What they are, they're assholes. I mean, these people are like trying to prove a point the worst possible way, and nobody gives a fuck about your point. At that point, I mean, nobody thinks nobody's gonna listen to you or think, yeah, oh, I get it. No, they're gonna say, fucking find a guy, lock him up, or fucking bury him or burn him. Doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't. At this point, when something like that happens, I don't care what your goals are, how you feel about religion. You feel this way about a certain culture, a certain religion, so you're gonna attack people that are not offensive to you. They're not attacking you, because I know people of all different walks of life, of races and religions, and I'll tell you, once you get to know people are not what you hear or you believe them to be. They're not. But sometimes these knuckleheads, these idiots get this built up into their mind with their head when they think that they're right. They think that their belief is the way, and this is the enemy. And this is justice. This is justice. And to that, for these people, I say fuck them. I don't even give a fuck about hearing about the guy court case. I mean, I don't want to. If I knew the guy's name here, I wouldn't even give his name. I wouldn't even put his name. I wouldn't want to put that shit out in either. I wouldn't want to give him that much space, because I know that this could happen to someone that we all know, and if it has happened to someone you know, it's all too real and for you, and it's one of the things where you have our thoughts, but we all should realize that this could happen. So do I believe it can change? Do I believe it can stop? I hope it can. I hope we can change. But to some degree, I'm almost You know, these are the times we live in. So let's lighten the mood. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. Don't want to be too somber. Have too sad. Let's talk about someone who's had to quit their job. All right, so Warner Brothers CEO Kevin Tushihara has just resigned, i.e. stepped down, quit his job, stepped off the spot after 25 plus years at the head of Warner Brothers. Over the movie division and probably a few other divisions, he stepped down over what allegedly appears to be an inappropriate relationship with an actress. I can't remember her name. I want to say Hunt, last name, maybe first name Christine. I can't recall, but it appears he was having a relationship, sexual nature relationship with this actress. And for years, don't know how many years, but for years, consensual. And was using his position of power to, I don't want to say get her roles, but put her in the runnings for roles in movies. Yeah, she's done a few movies. Let's see if I can find her name, because I'm curious to see if I'm right. Let's see. I can't find her name here. Really. He stepped down. Sexual misconduct. They call it sexual misconduct. I probably won't say who that actually is. Casting couch scandal. Holy shit, they call it the casting couch scandal. Warner Brothers companies at the who's caring about all that, that. Where did I see it? Okay, let's see. The Hollywood Reporter broke this. Oh yeah, Charlotte Kirk. Yeah, it looks like they've been talking. They got text messages. You know when they get your text messages, it's all fucked up. That's really messed up. The text messages just destroy it. Because it's like, you ever read your old text messages back when you say shit that's really like questionable, and you read it back like 2 weeks later, you're like, God damn, I was such a dick. I can't believe I said that shit. You know, text messages are like the vocal dick pic. It's like the worst possible thing you can say at the worst possible time, and you reflect on it like, probably should have done that. So the dude stepped down, and you know, I don't know if she said she was a victim or she was taken advantage of or anything like that, but you know, this is another sign. Hey, you know, guys, gotta watch your shit. You can't fuck the talent. You can't do that. It's never going to work out. As he's finding out. This dude is old. He's not even like young. So this is like, he's an older dude. But, hey, best of luck to both of them. I know one thing for certain. I hope he had enough money saved up, because he ain't gonna work again. Yeah. You get a sexual assault or sexual scandal going on around you right now, you better save all your coin, or you'll be collecting pop bottles. No. That's all I got to say about that. You know, that's about it. That's about it. Let's see. Anything else going on today? I don't think so. I'm not gonna talk about LeBron James. I'm not gonna talk about the NBA. That's all boring. Maybe we'll say that for a later day. Playoffs are coming up. If you like the playoffs, check the playoffs out. I'm not going to talk about the entertainment. Don't think too much. Captain Marvel making a ton of money. Everybody doesn't like it. Some people do. Wonderful. That's it. That's all. So, hey. You guys let me know if you like this little post. Leave your comments down below. You want to fact check me? Go ahead. I enjoy it. Makes my job easier. You can Google it, fact check it, and put it in the comments. And while you're down in the comments, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell so you're notified every time I post something new. It gives you something to do. Gives me something to do. Hey, we can have some fun here. All right, folks. Thanks for sticking out with me. Sticking out. That sounds naughty as hell. Let's change it up. Let's try that again. All right, everyone. Thanks for sticking here. Sticking in with me. Sticking around. Around is the word. That's the word I'm looking for. Sticking around with me. Hope you have fun. Again, like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Bye.